On March 1st, 2025, the unthinkable happened. After 20 years of being the top babyface of the company, John Cena had turned heel, aligning himself with The Rock and Travis Scott for some reason, which led to being one of the greatest heel turns in wrestling history. But even with such potential, the heel turn could never reach true heights due to its directionless booking, leaving WWE no choice but to turn John Cena into a babyface. But a John Cena heel turn still remains as one of the biggest what-ifs in wrestling, as there was so much possibilities that could have gone with it. But I think nothing will come close to a John Cena heel turn more than with John Cena's appearance on Total Divas. Hola, hola everyone, my name is Nando and I'm very ill today. Sorry for my voice acting like this, but for today's video, I'm going to be discussing John Cena's run in WWE's reality show called Total Divas and also Total Bellas. And this will be an insane ride to go through, so let's cut all the yap and get on with the video. Also, my energy is feeling really low right now. I don't know if I can really record this video with the energy I have. Maybe I should just warm myself up. Like, oh my gosh. Maybe I can just like, or I can just. So in the first episode of Total Divas, Nikki introduces us to John Cena as this lovable guy who truly cares a lot about her. And John Cena in the show is so laid back. In WWE, he's running, he's moving around the ring with such energy. Meanwhile, in this show, he's gotta chill. But you don't want to hear about the peace, you just want to hear all about the juicy drama. And guess what? That's what I'm here for, baby. So in episode 8, John confesses that he doesn't like how their relationship is long distance, and even though they've been together for a year, he wants Nikki to move in with him, to which she accepts. But now with Cena having a triceps injury and Nikki also being injured as well, it leads them both to spend more time with each other on the show, and this is where we get to...
Like, if you really do want to live here, please don't, there's no right way to say this, just don't think it the wrong way. I need you to sign something for me.
And this was the ending to episode 10, where John Cena presented Nikki Bella, his own girlfriend, a 75-page contract. A contract that basically had her accept that she was legally a guest in his house. Yes, his girlfriend moving in with him would be considered as a guest coming in. And that if the relationship ends, Nikki has to escort herself out of Cena's home and she doesn't get to share any of his assets. So essentially, she's just living in John Cena's house. Even if she just moves in and they're a couple, the house will still technically be known as Cena's house. And you can see in John's eyes, bro, he ain't kidding. Bro was really traumatized by how much he lost from his first marriage. But you also have to take it from John's side. It's because it's a money thing, because he admitted that he needs to protect his money as he needs to provide it to so many of his family members. And he doesn't want to leave his money in jeopardy to where he's unable to support his family. With that, I'm able to accept, but then... This is where things get weird. With John having such an amazing house, it becomes too modern for the fact that Nikki realizes on how the house feels like a museum. There's like no personal photos in the house, and the house just feels soulless. And for some reason, it gives John Cena the ick when Nikki just wanted to ask if they could put personal photos of himself and Nikki together in the house. Like, bro, as insane as a 75-page contract was, there was at least an understanding towards it. But what's the cause of wanting to put personal pictures in your own home? It even has Nikki questioning if he has OCD.
I'm starting to think that maybe John has some OCD. No candles, no personal photos. I think my man might have some issues.
So Nikki wanted to do something nice for Cena by surprising him with some dinner that she was making. And oh my gosh, look at the horror in his eyes. That man was not comfortable watching his girlfriend cook.
And that's when I do stuff like that, I can put stuff on.
This isn't just like a one-time surprise.
This dude has no chill. Hey, yeah, babe. Thanks for what you did, but like, Can you just do that again? His own girlfriend made him dinner and his biggest concern was, oh my gosh, the kitchen is dirty. He is such a mom. But he did later make it up to her and apologize, admitting that she was right as this is their home and not his. Even though legally she still signed a contract that still states that she's just a guest, but you know, we'll just leave this as a wholesome moment. And so for the season finale, John Cena was confronted by Nikki's friends as to why John Cena doesn't have a kid, and John has to explain that his life is too busy for him to be able to give a kid the proper care that a parent should give. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because one of Nikki's friends said,
"You always give very politically correct answers. Tell us what you really think."
She's been saying what we've all been saying for a few years now. She clocked Cena's PR media answer tactic to questions 13 years earlier than all of us did. So season 3 episode 12, Nikki discusses on how both her and Cena are competitive with each other, so they decide to test on who the better competitor is. And they're preparing to do this go-kart race, and Cena pulls on a full-on uniform to commit to the game. And Cena wins the match because he deliberately crashes into Nikki's car to drift her out from winning. My dude is supposed to be the face of the company, and he's playing heel tactics to win. Insane! They also played golf, and Cena had an outfit for that too and still beat Nikki. Dude, now he's just doing too much. Nikki's trying to be competitive while Cena's basically playing her like a fool. Especially when they played beer pong where Cena was being a full-on douchebag. Keep in mind, this is the most emotion that we've seen with Cena. He's usually soulless and talks as if he's made from AI, but this whole competition, he threw all that away just to toy with his own girlfriend.
Woohoo! 10 cup, teams up, suckers walk. This right here is called being down one. I'm down. I'm a pong dispenser. Oh, deked out. Oh, the deke! It worked! The deke worked!
And yet, he still won! And it annoyed Nikki so much to the point where she threw his drink at him. Cena then felt bad at what he did, and spoiler, we never see this emotion from him ever again. Which is sad because it was the most fun thing about Cena throughout the show. But since Total Divas was so successful, they decided to run a spin-off show called Total Bellas, where the main focus was, well, the Bellas. And what kickstarts the show is the fact that with Brian now retired, for the time being, and Nikki's going through a serious injury, which leads Brian and Bree to decide to stay in John and Nikki's guest house. Yes, John Cena is that loaded where he feels the need to get himself a guest house.
I have a very special man in my life, and a lot of people know him as Johnny Ace.
Yeah, we sure do. And for their first dinner together, Bree and Brian decided to go shoeless. Guys, are you trying to rage bait Cena right now? And this is what we've all been waiting for. John Cena introduces his house rules to them. Now the rules are simple. It's essentially look after the house, keep it clean, but then he has this really weird rule.
Every evening, when formal dinner is over, the ladies will retreat to the drawing room, which is upstairs. The men will retreat to the cigar room.
Okay, but why does the woman need to retreat to the drawing room? Like, why must they be in a rush so you men can chill in a cigar room? Like, what kind of traditional rule is that? I'm all for understanding Cena's OCD with cleaning the house, but controlling what his guests must do next is just, well, that's weird. Cena's life is such a mystery because I generally wonder on how he lived out his childhood. To the point where he needs to make these bogus rules that fits his and his only standards. He doesn't even want Brian and Bree's dog to even lay its presents onto his house as he poops all over the place, and only allowing the dog to stay in the guest house. But then later the gang were preparing to go for a swim, but then Bree's dog Josie bit Cena. Now getting bit by a dog is always the worst. It's sore, it's annoying, but to Cena, oh, that man has no soul. He feels no emotion as this was his response to being bitten by the dog.
Nicole, that can't happen again.
Dude. The serious tension he gives in the room when he just speaks is insane. And then John goes on to suggest,
What do I do?
What you should do is you should call animal control,
John!
and they should come out and take the dog away.
holy crap, dude, the dog just bit you. Now you want to call animal control? What the hell? You got bit once and now you're like, the dog must be gone. And the thing with John is that he does stand on business, as Brian apologized to Cena for the dog biting him, and Cena still has the nerve to ask,
Speaking of Josie.
Yeah.
What do we do? I know that you're going to come to whatever resolve you want, and it's your dog. Just understand that a biting dog can be a tremendous liability.
he wants that dog dead. Like, WWE Cena and Total Divas Cena are just two completely different beings. And Cena himself doesn't realize how insane he is, because when he gets confronted on how intimidating he is around people,
Everyone feels like they walk on eggshells around you and they're terrified of you.
Oh, what happened? What do I do that's so bad?
for a guy that's one of the very best at reading on what the crowd wants, to not understanding on how he treats people is maddening. Oh, and also, this is his cigar room. Does this not look like my brother is a mob boss or something? How is this a home? But later on in the show, Cena does admit that he's no longer giving rules to the family. So, woo! He turned babyface in the end. But shortly thereafter, Cena stopped appearing on the show because Nikki and Cena broke up. But the thing is, the reality show is a reality show. We know most of reality shows are a work, but that contract that Cena made to Nikki was legit. She left the house and the contract has her not allowed to talk about anything regarding their relationship.
Major T. But you know what, Jesse, I totally understand your question. I do understand with everyone how it does seem confusing. And of course, there's a lot of things I can't talk about. And when I say that, I don't mean bad, negative things. It's just because I signed an NDA and John wants to keep things private, which is amazing. I respect him so much for that.
Even going forward has to say that she apparently can't say his name legally anymore. Yes, legally she can no longer say his name, which is such an insane rule. He literally made a rule where he becomes Voldemort once him and Nikki break up. You break up with me, I shall not be named. Talk about a man that wants to make sure he avoids cancellation and sharing his assets. And with that, it continues the mystery of who John Cena really is, because what we see on TV versus reality are very different people. John Cena is very protective of his character, which is understandable as he is a famous figure, but it does lay this heavy dark cloud on him of us not knowing on who the real John Cena is. Is he this energetic guy or this laid-back robot that is showcased on reality shows or interviews? And his attitude changes based on the environment he's in, so there's no real way for us to determine on when we'll truly know on when Cena is being himself. Or better yet, does Cena even know what his true self is? But that's all that I have for you folks. Like the videos, it truly helps support the channel. And subscribers are on the road to 340 subscribers. And until next time, ciao.